Hey fellow traders, welcome to Dean's Dojo. This is my journal. So I've been away for quite some days. I had a project and then also I visited my brother for a couple days. And now I was back yesterday. That was Thursday the 19th, I guess, of August. And the days before we already saw that there was huge downpours. Like it was collapsing a bit. So then overnight I tried to frame this, and this is the first thing I want to talk about, this down channel here. In Macks review, he starts the channel from this pivot here, right? Okay. And then he connects, of course, the next swing, which would be that, I guess. So he comes up with something like this. So he has a break. I'm going to take that one off. He has a break roundabout here for sure, and then two kind of legs to a new low. Fine. I always try to start from the top. So, and it was very close to, sometimes it's like this. If I really connect this like that, so I can connect it in a way that there is no break, or only a very, very slight break down here. Or I can wiggle a little bit like that, and then I have a clear break here where my box is and a new low. Okay, so I have these two options that I have to somehow keep in mind. What then happens is we have the big spike above the EMA, right? So then I'm like, okay, we could seek a new low if this is the correct channel with no break. If we didn't have a break yet, we would expect, if that's the right hand edge, because I come in right, where was it, 12, 13, 14, I think somewhere here I came in. Okay, so I came in, let's say, here in this region. So I see this big push up, which played out. And the only question for me is, do we need a new low of that down channel or not? First of all, it's overnight. We do not have to. Second of all, we could have this channel, a break and a new low. And now the clue for me was that we pushed again above the EMA. So it can happen that you push above the EMA. That's a strong break of the channel. And then if we push down again, then we should stay below the EMA. So from this moment on, from here, we should not come back above the EMA. And we came back once, twice, 3 times, right? So from then on, in my head, it was clear this is the right one. And it's over. This downtrend is over, and we are now basically either ranging or slightly up. Okay. So I didn't take any trades here, and then here was pretty clear then that either we're ranging, like here could be resistance, something like that, tuck, tuck, tuck. But I didn't take any of these trades because I always draw my short-term trends, and that would be right into that. Okay, and first of all we maybe expect the leg up like this. Good. So now let's just talk about the trades. I was sitting tight. I had this channel here, so that's from here to here connecting, and we come back right here. So if that bar was any better, it would have been actually good, because here we have a downtrend, break, and a new low. So actually, even though it's below the EMA, but if we confirm this trend line, I think it's a good entry after this green bar, I think. Didn't take it. And here it started to be very wedgy, wedging in. And I know you could enter on these, especially on this one. But I don't want to enter if there is a bearish bar. So that's all. And I was patient, and then I did a mistake on the 5-minute chart, because I do like to look at the 5-minute chart, because I do study Al Brooks as well. And what I see is the EMA, and this is what I talked about a couple days ago. When you are below the EMA and you come back in like an hour or 2 hours or so, usually the first touch of the EMA gets rejected. And it is correct, you see how that would have worked, limit order here, but you need, because it's such a volatile market, or like such a big move, you would need a big stop or no stop at all. And I put an order and I said, okay, I give it 3 points stop loss with one contract, and I want 3 points in return, so 1-to-1 ratio. And it went 4 points, I think, so I just got stopped out. but still it still confirms the idea, because also Albrook style is it's a wedge. It's 3 pushes up. I can mark them. It's 1 push, 2 push, and here already was the third, like this together with that, I would say. So it's 1, 2, 3 pushes up, right? This one I can take away. That's also the trend line, the 5-minute chart trend line. You connect them really to the wicks like that. And you see it already got broken here and here again, and we made a new high. So that one you can also argue for to be played out. Still, it's too aggressive, and I won't do it again if I don't have any other information, even though, again, it is, it's really good. You see EMA holds, boom. Of course, I say bad because I cannot use a tight stop. Okay, but I re-entered here, and that's a very good trade. And I was really sure what I'm doing, because I have a wedge, I have 3 pushes up, I have a trend that played out. The EMA is holding, Plus, now comes the thing, it is inside bar. I'm gonna mark them. How should I do that? I make a box. This bearish bar, doji, is inside bar to this one. The next one is still inside this one, so it's inside, inside, outside. And that's called a breakout pattern in Al Brooks's book. So if we have inside, inside, that's already breakout mode. So one or the other way is going to be a breakout. But I don't take these blindly, because for sure not to the upside, because we are at the EMA and the wedge is already finished. So it's wrong to take it to the upside, in my opinion. But if it fails, then the other side, then it's a failed inside, inside, outside pattern. We have a wedge, everything finished. And and also I think on the 2K chart, we have this break here of the trend line and a new high. So then I entered on the 5-minute chart after this very big bearish bar formed. And the way I played it is I entered with a limit order somewhere here. And then the first stop is above this bar. So that's like 10 points. But that's only the emergency stop. I think that's what's hard to understand about Al Brooks sometimes. This is the worst stop you could ever take. But most of the time, you're not going to take that stop. You would take a stop that is after the entry bar finished. You put the stop above that one, and you would take a small stop. That would be like, I think, 2.5 points or 3 points or so. And also then you can adjust your target, right? So when that worked out, and I went out at like 10 points or something, based on the, I think either 2K tick chart or just by saying 10 points is a really good risk to reward, and that's good enough to take profits. Okay, and it was really just at a very good spot. So that was a good trade from the 5-minute chart. Even though I said I will not take 5-minute charts, but you go on learning, right? You learn and learn and learn. So when you see something that you really understand, I think it's fair enough to trade it from the 5-minute chart. Then I want to show the 3 pushes lower. That is just beautiful, but I didn't see the additional confirmation from this trend line. So we come down here, we draw this big trend line, right? And it breaks here for sure and makes a new low. And it wasn't exactly my 3 push lower pattern. It is, I'll show it. It is 1 push lower, 2 pushes lower, 3 pushes lower. But I do not like it if the close gets lower, However, the next bar reversed that. So basically these 2 bars together, these are like one bullish bar, like a bullish reversal pattern. It's down up, like railway bar pattern. So I think that would be down, down, down. So it's a 3 push lower. And I did enter and I did skunk it at a tick profit after this bar finished doji. But mostly because I was not, in my playbook it really says it has to be push, 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 but never go really lower, never close considerably lower. That's why I was like, oops, if I accepted this, or if it wasn't red green candle, but just a real push lower and closing above again, then I would have stayed put, because that is my setup, right? And just look how that one worked again. So wonderful. The 3 push lower away from the EMA, we need distance. We need distance all the time. It should never touch the EMA in between. 1, 2, 3 push. Yeah, that was a bit of pity, but it was okay. Because it's not, now I can in hindsight look at it, but live you say, okay, it wasn't perfectly after my playbook. Nothing is perfect, right? And especially if we saw this line, which connects the lowest point to this, to that, actually it's a bit steeper because, oh, you would find it, let's draw it again. That's how you find it. And in the end, if it plays out or not, doesn't matter, but you go this and then that confirms it. So you do it like this. And you would put it first here and then maybe at some point here, right? And look now, I just extended. And look how that I mean, with this together, it's a, yeah, even a 2 contract trade or something like that, but that's so cool. Not really, it's just still just a scalp, but look at it. Okay, and then, but I'm very happy about that one now, because it is not, if it was a range day, it's important, if it was a range day, it wouldn't stop in the middle. It would need to hold at the EMA and make another leg down or so to the bottom again. So this sudden surge upwards again shows me that it's more likely, even without this trend line, it's more likely that the bulls are having control and that we're gonna break to the upside. So, which means that we have this big leg up, and even though it broke and tried to make a new high, it didn't actually. So the second entry long here is really good. I took it 2.5 points because it's a volatile day. I go for 10 ticks. Yeah, that was a perfect trade. I can show you the entries just so we have that out of the way. Markers only. I can also show the now I have to go to my account. So we have here, that was the mistake. See, I entered exactly at the EMA, I got stopped out because I used the stop, which is good. Then I entered here, the target was here more than 10 points, 10 and 1/4. Then here was my skunk trade, and here was my good scalp. That's it. Again, I can only show it on the 5-minute because I use an overlay on this chart here. All right, man, that's all. Then I had to leave and I couldn't trade anymore later, just to show you what happened. If we played this bigger channel, we could have a break here, but then that's probably 2 legs down, right? 2 big legs down, something like that, and a new high, or an attempt at a new high. Yeah. But that's what I would have seen. I'm not sure I would have seen, you know, Mac has this huge range here from the middle of the day. Yeah, once we come back up here, for sure, there I will pay attention, but that's way too late, so it doesn't matter. Here, there is no way you can enter right here, you know, because you don't know yet that it's gonna be a range. Never in the earth. You would think we failed maybe to the upside, but anyway, that's after I stopped. I traded until here, and I was done after the second entry long. Good. So hope you're having a great day and a great week, and see you next time. Bye bye.